Modern cruisers are fragile, plastic nightmares designed to fail. We are revealing 15 immortal legends from the 90s that crush today's bikes. We're talking bulletproof engines, hydraulic valves, and heavy metal soles for a fraction of the price. Why spend $30,000 on a computer when you can buy immortality for $3 grand? Let's look at the legends, starting with a pure elemental machine. Number 15, the Suzuki Savage, 650. We begin with a definition of simplicity. While modern beginner bikes like the Rebel 500 are covered in plastic and liquid cooling plumbing, the Suzuki Savage is a pure elemental machine. It is a thumper, a massive single-cylinder engine in a lightweight frame. It is the bike that laughs at modern complexity. It features a 652 cubic centimeter air-cooled engine that produces roughly 31 horsepower and 36 foot-pounds of torque. Crucially, it uses a belt drive, which is cleaner and quieter than a chain and requires almost zero maintenance compared to the constant lubrication needed on modern budget bikes. It weighs only 380 pounds wet, giving it a power-to-weight ratio that makes it surprisingly sprightly off the line. The ergonomics are tiny, with a seat height of a microscopic 27 inches. This makes it the perfect motorcycle for shorter riders or absolute beginners who need confidence. The handlebars are pulled back, creating a relaxed, upright posture. If you are over 6 feet tall, you will look and feel like a bear riding a tricycle. This is the ultimate city, commuter, and beginner platform. It is light enough to flick through traffic but has enough torque to beat cars off the line. It is also the darling of the custom bobber scene because you can chop it up with basic tools in your garage. Originally selling for around $3,500, you can find a running example today for between $1,500 and $2,500. It is the cheapest way to buy a motorcycle that will outlive you. You've seen the cheap elemental single cylinder. Now, can a middleweight V-twin from Italy be the most reliable machine on this entire list? Number 14, the Moto Guzzi Nevada 750. We start our European invasion with a baby Guzzi. While the world was obsessed with massive displacement in the 90s, Moto Guzzi quietly built a middleweight cruiser that is arguably the most reliable motorcycle ever to come out of Italy. This machine defies the stereotype that Italian bikes are fragile toys. The Nevada is built like a tank, featuring the iconic small block V-twin, an engine architecture that has been in production since the late 70s and is still used today in the modern V7. It features a 744 cubic centimeter air-cooled transverse V-twin. Unlike a Harley or a Japanese cruiser, where the cylinders are in line, the Guzzi cylinders stick out into the wind. This is brilliant engineering because it keeps them perfectly cooled without the need for heavy radiators, water pumps, or hoses that can leak. It produces 48 horsepower and 44 foot-pounds of torque. Crucially, it uses a shaft drive. In the middleweight cruiser class, almost everyone, from the Honda Shadow to the Harley Sportster, uses a chain or belt. The Nevada gives you a maintenance-free drivetrain for life. It weighs only 399 pounds dry, making it significantly lighter than its competition. The ergonomics are unique. You sit on the bike with an upright, commanding posture. Because the cylinders stick out the sides, your knees tuck behind them, enjoying the warmth in the winter, though they can get a bit toasty in heavy traffic. It fits shorter riders perfectly, but offers enough leg room for average-sized adults. Because it uses a stiff frame derived from their sport bikes, it handles corners better than any Japanese cruiser of the era. Giuseppe from New Jersey shares his experience. I bought my Nevada for my wife because it was light, but I end up stealing it more than I ride my big California. It flicks into corners like a bicycle. It has 50,000 miles on the clock, and I've only ever changed the oil and the final drive fluid. It is an Italian tractor. Originally selling for $6,000, you can find these underrated gems today for between $2,000 and $3,000. It is the cheapest way to own an exotic Italian badge that actually starts every morning. However, if you want something even lower and simpler, there is a bike that started the metric chopper boom single-handedly. Number 13, the Honda Shadow VLX 600. Before the Shadow Phantom or the Arrow, there was the VLX. This bike is responsible for the chopper boom in the metric market. It features a unique frame geometry with a hidden monoshock that gave it a rigid look long before it was cool. It uses a 583 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin engine. It is quirky because it only has a 4-speed transmission. That sounds like a drawback, but the gearing is so tall that you can cruise at 70 miles per hour comfortably without searching for another gear. It makes roughly 39 horsepower and is virtually bulletproof. There are reports of couriers in London putting 200,000 miles on these engines without a rebuild. It has one of the lowest seat heights in history at 25.6 inches. You sit in the bike, not on it. The controls are mid-forward, making it accessible for almost anyone. It is the custom builder's dream. This is the most chopped metric bike in the world. If you want to build a bobber on a budget, this is the donor bike. It is also an unkillable daily commuter that sips gas. Dave from Ohio shares his experience. I bought my VLX for $1,200. I haven't washed it in 3 years. I ride it to work every day, rain or shine. It has never failed to start. My co-worker's new Rebel 1100 wouldn't start because the key fob battery died. I laughed all the way home. The original price was $5,000, but today you can grab one for $2,000. It proves that sometimes 4 gears are all you need. The VLX proves 4 gears are enough. But if you want a maintenance-free leader bike that looks like industrial art, you need this next V-twin. Number 12, the Yamaha Virago 1100. The Virago was Yamaha's funkier, earlier attempt at a cruiser before the V-Star line took over. It is ugly cool. It uses the engine as a stressed member of the frame, which creates a very distinct industrial look with no down tubes blocking the view of the cylinders. It features a 1,063 cubic centimeter air-cooled V-twin that produces 62 horsepower. But the killer feature is the shaft drive. A modern bike in this price range usually comes with a chain that needs constant cleaning. The Virago gives you maintenance-free touring. It also has dual front disc brakes, something many modern budget cruisers still lack. The ergonomics are quirky. The foot pegs are mounted somewhat high and mid-set, which can feel cramped for tall riders. However, the seat is like a couch. It is heavily cushioned and button-tufted in true 90s fashion. This is the definition of budget touring. Throw some saddlebags on it and you can cross the country. The engine is notoriously durable, often seeing 100,000 miles with basic maintenance, provided you keep the battery charged to save the starter clutch. Mike from Arizona says, "It looks like a tractor, sounds like a tractor, and pulls like a tractor. I've ridden it through Death Valley in July. It didn't overheat. My friend's water-cooled Harley was puking coolant at the gas station. Originally $7,000, these reliable beasts now sell for around $2,500. It is the best way to get a shaft drive litter bike for pennies. If you're still here, do me a favor. Click that like button and subscribe. You'll be glad you did. We're done with comfortable tours. This next machine is a skinny 21-inch front wheel hot rod that will smoke many cruisers. Number 11, the Suzuki Intruder 800. While everyone else was making fat, heavy cruisers, Suzuki made a hot rod, the Intruder. 800 is skinny, light, and surprisingly fast. It looks like a chopper straight out of the movie Easy Rider. It features an 805 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled 45-degree V-twin. It makes 55 horsepower, but weighs only 443 pounds. That power-to-weight ratio allows it to smoke many 1200cc cruisers at stoplights. It revs high and pulls hard, embarrassing bigger bikes with ease. It has a classic chopper stance. The bars are narrow buckhorns. The front wheel is a skinny 21-inch hoop. The seat is plush but small. It is not great for passengers, but for the pilot, it feels sporty and nimble. This is the ultimate city ripper. It is narrow enough to split lanes where legal, like a bicycle, but loud enough to part the Red Sea with a set of straight pipes. Tony from New York claims, "I bought this to save gas. I ended up falling in love with it. It's faster than my Sportster 1200 was, and the shaft drive means I don't have to adjust a chain every weekend. It's the best kept secret in cruising." The original MSRP was $6,000, but you can find these style icons for $2,000 today. It is pure 90s attitude, but the Intruder can compete with the raw mass of this next bike. If you believe there's no replacement for displacement, meet the king of torque. Number 10, the Kawasaki Vulcan 1500 Classic. In the 90s, this was the king of torque. It was the biggest V-twin you could buy for a while. It is a massive, lumbering beast that feels like a freight train. It features a 1,470 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin. It produces a wall of torque, 85 foot-pounds. Like many on this list, it has a shaft drive. But the real secret is the hydraulic valve lash adjusters. This is crucial. It means you never have to pay for a valve adjustment. Modern bikes often require expensive valve services every 15,000 miles. The Vulcan, never. The ergonomics match the engine. It is huge. The floorboards are the size of skateboards. The handlebars are massive. It fits big riders perfectly. If you are over 6 feet and 250 pounds, this is your bike. This is built for heavyweight touring. Put a windshield and bags on it, and it will eat interstate miles at 80 miles per hour without breaking a sweat. Big AL from Texas writes, I have 92,000 miles on my 99 Vulcan. I changed the oil and the tires. That's it. It rides smoother than my buddy's $30,000 CVO. Originally selling for $10,000, these behemoths now go for $3,000. It is the most engine you can get for the money. The 1500 offers hydraulic valve luxury, but for pure, unkillable reliability and the iconic American rumble engineered by Honda, this 750 is the only answer. Number 9. The Honda Shadow ACE 750, the American Classic Edition. Honda wanted to out Harley. They actually changed the crank pin design in this engine from a dual pin smooth to a single pin vibration just to mimic the potato sound of an American V-twin. It uses a 745 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin, making 43 horsepower via a chain drive. It isn't fast, but it is arguably the most reliable motorcycle engine ever built. Mechanics tell stories of these bikes running with no oil, running with water in the gas, and running after being dropped in a lake. They simply do not stop. It sits low, wide, and comfortable. It feels substantial, like a much bigger bike. The vibration is present, but it is good vibration, engineered to feel authentic without numbing your hands. This is the forever bike. Buy this for your 16-year-old. They will ride it until they are 30, and then they will give it to their kid. It is immortal. Lisa from California says, I learned on an ACE 750. I dropped it 10 times. I stalled it 1,000,000 times. I rode it across the country. It never hiccuped. I eventually sold it for exactly what I paid for it. Originally $6,000. These hold steady at $2,500. It is the safest investment in motorcycling. The ACE is a safe bet, but for the price of a used Honda, you can own an Art Deco masterpiece with a V4 engine ripped straight from the legendary VMAX. Number 8. The Yamaha Royal Star. Yamaha decided to build a cruiser using the V4 engine from the legendary VMAX. The result was the Royal Star, a massive Art Deco-inspired masterpiece. It features a 1,294 cubic centimeter V4 engine. It makes 75 horsepower and 82 foot-pounds of torque. It is liquid-cooled and shaft-driven. The fit and finish are insane. Deep chrome, thick paint, and brushed aluminum. A modern bike feels like a plastic toy next to this heavyweight. It is wide. The tank is massive. The seat is broad. It captures the feel of a 1950s luxury car. The suspension is plush, often featuring air assist. This is for show and shine touring. It is a beautiful machine that draws a crowd, but it also crushes miles with effortless grace. It is heavy, but stability is the trade-off. Jim from Michigan says, the V4 sound is addictive. It doesn't sound like a Harley, it sounds like a muscle car. It's heavy, but once it's moving, it floats. I've had it for 20 years and I'll never sell it. Originally $13,000, you can find these works of art for $3,500. It is luxury for a bargain price. But if you want the cleanest lines ever drawn on a motorcycle, Suzuki has another entry that defined the drag bike look. Number 7, the Suzuki Intruder 1400. If the Intruder 800 was a hot rod, the VS 1400 is a top fuel dragster. This bike features the cleanest, purest chopper lines ever to come out of Japan. There is no radiator to clutter the front. It is oil-cooled. It features a 1,360 cubic centimeter air oil-cooled V-twin. It produces 72 horsepower and 84 foot-pounds of torque via a shaft drive. It also features hydraulic valve adjusters, ensuring zero valve maintenance. It is famous for being incredibly easy to modify and clean up. The ergonomics feature a raked-out front end, pullback bars, and a seat that cups you in. It feels rebellious. It vibrates with authority. This bike was made for stoplight drag racing. It launches hard. The tall gearing allows it to hit highway speeds at low RPMs, cruising effortlessly while looking menacing. Bob from New Jersey claims, I smoked a twin cam 88 on my 97 Intruder. The look on his face when he realized he got beat by a Suzuki was worth the price of the bike alone. Originally $8,000, you can find these dragsters for $3,000. It is raw power without the coolant hoses. Pause the video for a second. We are deep into the golden era of cruisers, and I have a serious question. Do you miss the simplicity of a carburetor you can fix with a screwdriver? Or do you prefer modern fuel injection that requires a laptop? Tell me in the comments below. Are you team analog or team digital? I want to see a debate down there. Ready to ride again? The bikes so far are niche, but the next one is the standard. The Goldilocks bike built right here in America. Number 6. The Honda Shadow 1100. This is the bike that proved Americans could build better Japanese bikes than the Japanese. Built in Marysville, Ohio, the Shadow 1100 is the standard by which all metric cruisers are measured. It features a 1,099 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin. It uses a shaft drive and hydraulic valves. The Spirit model uses a dual-pin crank for smoothness, while the Sabre uses a single pin for rumble. These engines regularly clock over 100,000 miles without a rebuild. It fits 90% of riders perfectly. The controls fall easily to hand. The seat is comfortable for hour-long stints. It is the ultimate daily driver. It is reliable enough to commute on every day and comfortable enough for weekend trips across state lines. It is the most versatile bike on this list. Sarah, a high-mileage rider, says, "I put 140,000 miles on my Shadow Spirit. The only major repair was a stator. It's the most boringly reliable vehicle I've ever owned. Originally $8,000, you can pick one up for $2,500. It is the smartest money you can spend. The Shadow is the ultimate daily driver." But if you want a machine that eliminates brake dive, handles like a sport bike, and was good enough for James Bond, you need the German masterpiece. Number 5. The BMW R1200C. We have to mention the James Bond bike again because it is the definitive European cruiser. Made world famous by Pierce Brosnan. Jumping it over a helicopter in Tomorrow Never Dies, this was BMW's bold one-time attempt at stealing Harley customers. It is weird, it is wonderful, and it is built to a meticulous standard that modern plastic bikes simply cannot touch. It features the legendary 1,170 cubic centimeter air oil-cooled boxer twin. It produces a modest 61 horsepower, but it is all about torque. It utilizes a reliable shaft drive, the monolever, and even featured ABS brakes way back in the 90s, putting it decades ahead of the competition in safety. Crucially, it features the alien-looking telelever front suspension. This system uses a wishbone and a shock absorber instead of traditional forks, which eliminates brake dive completely. You can grab a handful of front brake mid-corner, and the geometry does not change. The ergonomics are unique. You sit upright with your feet below you rather than stretched out forward. This riding position makes it handle better than any other cruiser on this list. It carves corners like a sport tourer disguised as a chopper. This is the sophisticated cruiser. It is designed for the rider who wears an aerostick suit, not a leather vest. It stands out in a sea of generic V-twins. Hans from Germany says, "The suspension is magic. You can brake deep into corners without upsetting the chassis. It is quirky, but it draws attention at every gas station. And the Boxer engine is good for 200,000 kilometers easily." Originally costing a premium $15,000, these collectible icons now sit around $4,500. The BMW is for the sophisticated rider. You want to forget sophistication? Buy the most terrifying raw-power V4 legend that was barely changed for 2 decades. Get ready for the Widowmaker. Number 4. The Yamaha V-Max 1200. This is not a cruiser. This is a muscle bike, a dragster, a Widowmaker. Introduced in 1985 and barely changed until 2007, the V-Max is a legend of acceleration. It features a 1,198 cubic centimeter V4 engine. It makes 145 horsepower in full power trim. It features V-Boost, a system that opens butterfly valves at 6,000 RPM to dump massive amounts of fuel into the engine. The result is a turbo-like kick that spins the rear tire at 70 miles per hour. The ergonomics are strange. You sit on top of it, not in it. The tank is under the seat. The thing on top is an airbox cover. It handles poorly. The brakes are weak. That is part of the fun. This bike exists for adrenaline junkies. It exists to go straight, fast, and scare you. It demands respect and throttle control. Tom says, "I bought a V-Max in '99. It scares me every time I ride it. Modern bikes have traction control to save you. The V-Max just laughs at you. It's pure, raw power." Originally $11,000, you can buy this terrifying legend for $4,000. It is the cheapest adrenaline on the market. We have cleared the commuters. We have cleared the European oddities. What remains are the three kings of the 90s. Crank up the volume. It is time to meet the immortals. Number 3, the Kawasaki Vulcan 800 Classic. In the mid-90s, everyone wanted a Harley Softail, but nobody wanted the price tag or the oil leaks. Kawasaki answered with the Vulcan 800. It was the first Japanese cruiser to truly capture the American look, complete with a hidden monoshock to mimic the hardtail lines. It rocks an 805 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin that pushes out 56 horsepower. This actually embarrasses the modern Iron 883, which makes significantly less power despite having a bigger price tag. It uses a chain drive and a 5-speed transmission, and the engine is counterbalanced, meaning it is smooth at highway speeds, unlike the vibrations you get from older American Iron. The classic model features floorboards, a wide beach-style handlebar, and a thick, plush seat. It puts you in a windsock position that is incredibly comfortable for riders under 6 feet. The suspension is tuned to be soft, soaking up bumps that would shatter your spine on a rigid mount Sportster. This is the perfect bar hopper and light tourer. It has the presence of a big bike, but the handling of a middleweight, making it ideal for the rider who wants the look without the weight. Mark, a mechanic from Florida, swears by this machine. He claims, "I have 60,000 miles on my 1999 Vulcan. I've replaced the clutch cable and the tires. That's it. It keeps up with my buddy's Milwaukee 8 on the highway, and I bought it for less than its sales tax." With an original MSRP of $6,000, you can pick one up today for roughly $2,500. It is arguably the best-looking mid-sized cruiser ever to come out of Japan. The Vulcan is the best Softail clone from Japan, but there is only one genuine article, the iconic solid-disc wheeled legend that saved a company and was good enough for the Terminator. Number 2, the Harley-Davidson Fat Boy. The 90s were the absolute peak of the Evolution engine era. This isn't just an engine. This is the V-twin that saved Harley-Davidson from bankruptcy. Enthusiasts argue it is superior to everything that came after. It is simpler, it runs cooler, and it is arguably more reliable than the modern twin, cam, or Milwaukee 8 engines because it has fewer moving parts. It uses a single cam design, whereas modern bikes use complex chains and multiple cams that are prone to failure. It features the legendary 1,340 cubic centimeter air-cooled V-twin. It uses a Kevlar belt drive that is smooth and maintenance-free. It shakes with soul. It rumbles with a syncopated beat that fuel injection can never replicate. And it is the genuine article. Parts availability is infinite. You could literally build an entire Fat Boy from a catalog using only aftermarket parts. Visually, it is an icon. It sits low and wide with a massive FL front end. The solid disc wheels, made famous by Arnold Schwarzenegger jumping one into a canal in Terminator 2, are instantly recognizable. Yes, they can catch the wind on the highway, but the trade-off is worth it for the look alone. It is heavy, but it carries the weight low, making it feel grounded and unstoppable like a freight train. This is investment-grade cruising. An Evo Harley holds its value better than almost any metric cruiser. It is a piece of Americana that will never go out of style. Rick says, "My Fat Boy has 80,000 miles. I've rebuilt the carburetor and changed the base gaskets. That's it. It sounds better than the new ones at Idle, and I can fix it on the side of the road with a basic toolkit." Originally costing $13,000, these fetch $6,000 to $8,000 today, and they aren't getting any cheaper. But there is one king, the greatest cruiser engine ever made. Number 1, the Triumph Thunderbird 900. In 1995, Triumph was back from the dead, and they needed a hit. They looked at the Harley Softail and said, "We can do that, but faster and with better brakes." The result was the Thunderbird 900, a masterpiece of Hinckley engineering that proved the British could still build a world-class motorcycle. It doesn't use a 𝐏𝐄𝐑 V-twin, it uses a massive inline triple, giving it a character that is uniquely English. It features an 885 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled triple. It produces 69 horsepower and 53 foot-pounds of torque. But numbers don't tell the story. The sound does. It sounds like a vintage fighter plane or a Jaguar E-Type at full chat. It uses a chain drive and a smooth shifting 5-speed, later 6-speed gearbox. The build quality from this era is legendary for being over-engineered. The chrome is thick, the paint is deep, and the engine cases look like they were carved from solid granite. Compared to a modern Triumph Speed Twin, the old T-Bird feels heavier, more substantial, and more mechanical. It feels like it was built to last 100 years. The ergonomics define the gentleman's cruiser. It has flat bars, mid-set foot pegs, and a thick, flat bench seat. It puts you in a posture that is dignified, not slouched. It is perfect for Sunday blasts through the countryside, where you want to look cool, but also have the power to overtake traffic effortlessly without vibrating your fillings loose. James from London writes, "I've owned my 1996 Thunderbird for 15 years. The engine is bulletproof. I dropped it once, picked it up, and rode home. It feels like it was built to survive a bomb. The triple sound at 6,000 RPM is addictive. Originally selling for $9,000, you can find these modern classics for $3,500. It is the most charismatic cruiser you can buy for the money. If you want to ride smart and save money, click on the next video. Hit that like button and subscribe for more two-wheeled wisdom. Chrome rides. Oh yeah!